This is the GME one-year overview reading for the year of 2023. It's currently November 24th, 2022, 5:38 p.m. Eastern Time. And currently, at the time of this reading, a price of GME is $26.70 per share. So the overall theme and behavior, guys, we have a significant decline in 2023. And it's crossed with an opportunity to short. Looks like that opportunity is really early in the year. It's important to notate that the theme card here is the universe card, and when we look at the 10-year, we have the universe card here, kind of enlightening us a little bit on this Princess of Discs, or on 2024, year 2024, I should say. So my sense is that we're probably already in, like we've done this test of resistance, either that or we're going to do it in January, but it looks like we've already had that test, right? We had this volatility. When you look at it from the standpoint 2022 of just 2022, it's pretty volatile, and then it ends with a fast sudden move higher. That's the Knight of Swords. Then early in 2021, you have this fast sudden move higher, like easily missed significant move followed by a sharp decline. And then out of that sharp decline, we push higher even in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds. That's 2022-ish, but we're seeing it in 2021, that behavior. And then there's that failed attempt to break through key resistance, also in 2021, followed by a decline through key support. So now we're seeing this universe card for 2023. We're going to see significant decline to a support level, and then we'll rotate sideways along that support level, and sentiment will increase in bullish momentum. But that's like the following year, it looks like. When we look at the sneak preview card, we've got bullish price swings here in 2022, or excuse me, in 2024. All right, so that significant decline with an opportunity to open up that short position looks like that opportunity is in January, and then from the highest high price level of GME in 2023, there's a significant decline through key support, multiple key support levels on a one-year chart, and that decline happens after we successfully turn resistance into new support, at least temporarily. Behavior around the lowest low for GME in the year of 2023, we have three pokes through the same, usually the same price level. On the scale of a one-year chart, it might be through the same resistance level, and the difference being a resistance level can be diagonal, a price level's pretty much horizontal. But there's three pokes, right, usually through a horizontal price level, and then a sharp drop after that third poke into the low. So we enter 2023 rotating sideways along a key support level. There's a swing trade opportunity in there involving successfully turning resistance into new support. That's on the scale of at least a one-month chart, probably a one-year chart. A significantly opportune opportunity. So like very lucky opportunity, I should say, around the high there. Around the high there for January. And the price level of the high for January also offers a little bit of an idea of, it offers an idea for us of like where's a good mean point for a straddle or strangle. And then we fall pretty hard from that price level. There's a significant drop off of that high, and it looks like that's the highest high, most likely. This is where the highest probability of GME's highest high in 2023 takes place, is here in January. It's either January or February, right? Because out of the month's low for January, we have a significant move higher, turning that rally higher offers an opportunity to open up a short position, meaning we're going to see a lower low than we see in January. But then towards the end of January, a period of volatility ends with a fast sudden move higher. It looks like that fast sudden move higher it takes place near the cusp of January, February, and then into January, February, where we push for a distant resistance level, that's where we should see the high. So probably on the cusp of January, February is where we see the highest high. Either that or it's early in February is my sense. We fall from a February crest, there's a significant decline. So that high offers that opportunity to short GME like on a long-term basis for like the year, basically. We decline through two support levels, rotate it sideways along support for a bit, and then we break down through multiple supports. That's the behavior out of the February high. When I say February high or March high or April high, I'm talking about the month of February, March, or April's high, not the highest high that takes place in that month. Hopefully that makes sense. If it's the highest high, I will specify that, my friends. And then there's an agreement or a merger of some kind highlighted towards the end of February, possibly in March, out of that decline takes us to a trough that'll likely stand out on a 1-year chart there in like the third week of February, and then we rally out of that pretty significantly into March, and there may be like a prominent move higher. No, there's an agreement or decision between two leaders or a merger of some kind, a merger acquisition of some kind highlighted towards like in February. Wow. Okay, and so there's a pretty sweet trade here from the high that we see on the cusp of January, February, shorting down to the low that we see as a trough in like the third week of February. And then you could possibly open like a short-term long position there around the trough in third week of February-ish, and sell that position at a peak or crest in March, either the first week of March or the last week of March, it looks like. So as we enter March, we're rallying into a peak or crest that'll stand out for the year, like in the first week. There may be temptation there to chase a rally. I'm advised that that's not a good moment to open up new long positions. There's a failed attempt to break through key resistance at the crest, at the March crest, and then we decline through key support. That's on the scale of a 1-year chart. Multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance towards the end of March, and we do some sideways rotation along a key support around the low of March. The low of March we should see in the second or early in the third week, second week or the early in the third week, and then there's a rally out of that takes us back up to a crest, it looks like, and that's where we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. These crests will not be as high as that first crest that's on the cusp of January, February. That's my sense. It's pretty much downhill from there. So we have a significant low here. A lot of the times the Ace of Cups, when it correlates to a low or near a low, will be like the lowest low of the year. That's not necessarily the case in this. Is that lowest low? I'm going to ask these questions at the end, but there's a prominent trough for the year there. It looks like in the first or second week of April. So we're declining out of multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance in March, declining out of those failed attempts into early April, where we have another trough. That decline into the trough offers an opportunity to open up a long position. We have a rally off of a key support level on a 1-year chart. Looks like creating a trough in probably the third week of April, and we push significantly higher, standing out on a 1-year chart towards the end of April, creating a peak where we move higher through resistance, we stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through the same price level shortly thereafter with like a full retracement of that previous move to the upside. This move also and that peak through resistance also offer an opportunity to open up a short position. I'm advised to be cautious in early May. Or before we get to early May, there's also some sort of speech or somebody speaking about something important related to GME in that third week of April or around April, and I'm advised that that's deceitful information, that I shouldn't trust what's being said, or we shouldn't trust what's being said. And then I'm advised to be cautious in early May. There's a significant reversal standing out on a one-year chart around the May high, and we decline in late May. Well, first off, there's a significant move higher to reach the May high. Multiple false tops. Okay, so there's that April May-ish high, like on the cusp there probably. There's a high there, and then we decline. Decline in May, we decline off of that reversal, that significant reversal on a one-year chart that takes place after a big move higher. We decline through a support level that we recently broke down through once before. My sense is most likely the support levels that we broke down around early April in the midst of that decline into the prominent trough or low for the year. And it looks like we go lower still in early June. There's a unicursal hexagram in early June, and my sense is that we meet a low in early June, like maybe the end of this first week or in the second week somewhere, and there's this notable move higher that stands out on a one-year chart. We actually push the upper end of a range higher into a crest or peak that we see in June. It's not like a highest high or anything like that, but there's a notable move there, a prominent high or peak, and it's within close proximity to that low. So that notable trough early in notable or prominent low for the year in GME in that first or second week of June, and then a significant move higher and a prominent high or peak for the year in like mid-June, and then there's a resistance level that we come up against towards the end of June, and volatility commences as a significant drop off of that resistance level in late June, with sideways fluctuations taking us into a declining into July. And there's an important price level, probably a resistance level that we see in June where we fall from that, or another important price level on the scale of a one-year charts highlighted there in early June. And then we also have the year's most likely location for the early July, and we have the most likely location of the lowest lows for GME in 2023 here in early and late July. So declining into July, and we've declined through significant amount of support, key support levels on a one-year chart. Another important price level highlighted in late July. They may be the same price level, that those two cards are correlated to each other. The low of July takes place after a significant decline on the scale of like a multi-year chart, and we revisit a past support level that was recently an opportunity when we dip within a period of sideways rotation to meet the July low. So interesting. So we probably see, my sense, and I'll clarify this at the end, but my sense is that we probably have our lowest low here in April, where we have the Ace of Cups, because that very often is a lowest low and it correlates to a prominent low, so very likely a lowest low. And then we revisit that lowest low here in July is my sense. It's either that or it's a lower low, but there's a lot of movement here in early June to the upside out of a trough, and then back down to this total revisiting of a trough. Matter of fact, it's either a revisiting of this or it's a revisiting of the early trough that we climb out of in June. And we'll clarify that as we move at the end of the reading. So then it looks like there's a bit of a rally out of that trough, somewhere between, yeah, there's a bit of a rally. Looks like probably, okay, so I see what happened. So we declined, we hit a resistance level like towards the end of June or in early July, and we declined pretty hard from that through multiple support levels, and then revisit a support level that was recently a past opportunity, a support level on the scale of a 1-year chart that was recently a past opportunity after we have a sharp drop that'll stand out on a 1-year chart, probably not just for GME but for other stocks as well, and that takes us into that sharp dip within a period of sideways rotation. That sharp dip is where we revisit that support level, and then it looks like we rally back out of that. It most likely is another opportunity rather than just revisiting an old opportunity. It's another opportunity in itself when we do the revisiting, and we rally out of that, meeting a resistance level, an important resistance level out of the low in late July. So we hit the low in early July, it looks like, and we rotate sideways in late July, and then there's a rally there in late July to meet that same resistance that we broke down through that was highlighted in early July. There's an overbought peak or crest that forms in early August with a selling down, a prominent peak or crest and selling from that overbought location. It's a halting of a bullish trend with a sharp decline through key support, taking us into key support on a 1-year chart, taking us into the month's low for August. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, okay. Whoa, okay, so that Ace of Discs is super bullish. That Ace of Discs there is super bullish. So there's a really strong rally that takes us to a prominent crest or peak here, either on the edge of July or in August. It's a prominent high for the years, again, a prominent peak or high, and it's the high of August. I'm advised that my intuition may not be up, like I may be expecting something too much taking place there at that time, so I have to be cautious of that, not to expect too much. And I am advised that at this peak or crest that we have like towards the cusp, it looks like peak or crest there. That's a good cash out opportunity if one bought. So yeah, it looks like probably that if one opened up a long position around the low in June or in the decline in April, looks like best place to sell those long positions is going to be there around the high that we have on the cusp of July, August, and it looks like we may revisit it again, that same price level. It looks like, because often you'll see the Ace of Swords at the highest resistance on the chart or in the reading. Not always the highest high, because it may have already happened and like we're revisiting it, but it'll be like the highest high revisited in a lot of cases. Not always, but my sense is that that's what's taking place here, because we have this selling from overbought territory, halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline, and then we have this peak card in late August as well. So there's some volatility in there when we revisit the resistance level probably that we see as a price level, or as a good price level. We turn it into support temporarily around the cusp of August. We revisit it again there towards the cusp of August, September. So high around early August or late July, and again revisited most likely in August, September's cusp. Sharp decline off of that resistance level in the August, September cusp. The high around for the month of September, there's a U-shaped dip, and a lot of ground is covered to the downside within that U-shaped dip. There's a point at which we have like a failed attempt to break through key resistance that we expect to break through. Sorry about the dog, guys. And instead we decline down to a month's low, decline through a key support level into a month's low there. And then out of that, it looks like we have this notable move higher. It's an unexpected move higher, taking us out of September and into October. there's swing trade opportunities in there. So looks like an early an opportunity to short in early an opportunity to short in early September, and then sell that short position, it looks like, in late September, before an unexpected move to the upside. If I was to miss that move in September, then it looks like there's a prominent trough in the middle of the last quarter there, a little bit of a wait, but so we're rallying out of September into October, and then there's a critical price level that's highlighted in October and a prominent peak or crest there in October as well that stands out on a 1-year chart. We declined pretty hard, so that rally into October, by the time we hit October, there's sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend, but it precedes a decline, and you can see we hit this resistance level, or this key technical price level on a 1-year chart, possibly even a multi-year chart based on it being the science card. It's a great opportunity, and we decline from that in late October, with a decline that increases with momentum moving forward into the end of the month. We see a low there in the end of the month, or on the cusp of October, November. There's a prominent trough or low for the year, and a significant move on a 1-year chart out of that oversold territory, or to fill a previous gap down. We bump along resistance, break through resistance, bump along resistance, break through resistance. That kind of behavior in early November, or the high around November. There's a peak or crest towards the last 2 weeks of November, and there's sideways S formation involved in that, where we probably hit that peak or crest twice. There's decline and incline, decline. It's a matter of fact that we may not hit that twice, but there's a peak there, the prominent peak that's easily missed, and it's a good opportunity, but it's easily missed, and it's like right there on the cusp, it looks like, of November, December. November, December, we have a crest that we sell down to and through a support level. We do a U-shaped reversal below that support level, come back and reuse it as support. That crest offers an opportunity to open up a short position. That crest on the cusp of November, December, an opportunity to open up a short position. We meet a support level, a key support level on a 1-year chart in December, and we establish support there after a sharp decline into it. And then we rally out of that support level after establishing it as support. We rally out of that support level with increasing momentum moving forward into the end of the year. Yeah, it looks like the decline from that peak or crest that we have on the cusp of December offers an opportunity to open up a long position, and that decline also takes us into a prominent lower trough for the year again. And then the sneak preview card for 2024 is bullish price swings. Again, guys, based on what we're seeing here, there is a high correlation here in 2024, and we have this sideways rotation along a key support level, and then it increases with bullish momentum or sentiment moving forward into the year of 2024. So after this decline, there's a trade opportunity in this decline, and then a bit of a sideways rotation. So when we start rotating sideways along key support after a sharp decline, there's an opportunity in there possibly to open up a long position, so to sell sometime in 2025 most likely. But it looks like we have some bullish behavior, not like hugely bullish, but bullish price swings there in 2024. That's GME for 2023, my friends. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Guys, support the channel, please. We need your support in order to keep putting these videos out. The most honorable way that you can do that, my friends, is to go to the website tarotfortraders.com. And if you want to see more GME, if you want to see GME 1 months, and you want to guarantee that they show up every single month, because it's hard to do all these stocks, then you could sign up for that recurring GME 1 month overview reading. And that really helps to support the channel, and it's really, I mean, it means a lot. I'm putting a lot of free content out there. It really means a lot to me that people are willing to reciprocate. So thank you to all of you out there doing that. And for those of you that can't, I mean, you know, it's here to help you too. You know, just there's other ways you can reciprocate by paying it forward or doing a good deed or something like that. With all that said, guys, happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you on the next one, guys. All right, some quick Q&A to identify price levels here. And for those of you that are interested, the reading was conducted on October 10th, 2022. That's when the GME 2023 file was created. All right. Is the permanent high or peak that we see for GME in January of 2023 the highest price level of GME in 2023? Yes. Do we see the highest price level of GME? Do we see the highest high price level of GME's January 2023 peak or crest again in the year of 2023? Yes. Do we see it more than twice? No. Do we see GME's highest high price level in 2023 taking place the second time in June of 2023? Yes. Do we see that same price level again? Do we see that highest price level for GME 2023, highest high, again in August, September? No. Alright, so that verifies everything so far makes sense. Do we see, is GME's 2023 lowest price level taking place in July of 2023? Yes. Do we see the lowest price level of GME in 2023 taking place more than once in 2023? Yes. Do we see GME's lowest price level of 2023 taking place 3 times? Three times. 4 times. GME's lowest price level taking place in April of 2023? That's a maybe. Is GME's 2023 lowest price level taking place in April of 2023? No. Is GME's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in October of 2023? No. Is GME's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in November of 2023? Yes. Is GME's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in December of 2023? No. Is GME's lowest price level taking place in June of 2023? GME's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in June of 2023? That's a no, I'm pretty sure. Is GME's price level, what is GME's lowest price level of 2023 taking place twice in July of 2023? No. Is is GME's lowest price level taking place in August of 2023. Yes. Okay, so there's two lows there in July, August. There's two lows back to back. Looks like, and then the final lowest low, it looks like, is at the end of the year. So that's GME. As far, will GME's price level reach $40 in 2023? Yes. Will GME's price level reach $50 in 2023? Yes. Will GME's price level reach $60 in 2023? Will GME reach $70 in 2023? No. Will GME reach $65 in 2023? No. So we're going to go with $60 for the high. And guys, based on the 2023 reading and where the highest high is, we should have a really big move to the upside, like a big spike, like a GME spike coming up relatively soon, either starting at the end of December, or we're going to do the December reading now and get into it. But it's between now and January. There's a big move January, February. So, yeah, guys, super juicy opportunity there. Does GME's price level fall to $20 in 2023? Yes. Does GME's price level fall to $10 in 2023? Yes. Jeez. Does GME's price level fall to $5 in 2023? No. Alright, let's mark that on the GME chart. We're going to do a highest high and a lowest low. $60 was the highest, yes, I believe. I want to make that green and thick. And then do the same thing for the low, which we have specified as 10. Wow, that's a real drop. A lot of price difference there.